clock's not. Stupid clock. I'm gonna get one that's got battery in it. I can't remember the wind it thing.
We're on record now.
Okay.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Okay. Shutting everything off.
Same thing with the contract.
Oh. Trying to get it shut off. There we go. Very good. 7 o'clock. I'll call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for August 26th to order. Roll call, please.
David.
Here.
Marcy.
Here.
Becky.
Here.
Lowell.
Yes.
Craig.
Here.
All is present.
Thank you. David, will you say the prayer this evening? Thank you.
Lord, be with us in our village tonight. Be with council tonight as we make decisions for our village, Lord, and be with our mayor as he's dedicated to helping the village. And Lord, gives us the wisdom to do the right decisions. And Lord, bless the village tonight and all its citizens. In Jesus' wonderful name, amen.
Thank you very much. Remain standing for the pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All be seated. Before you, I assume you all have the minutes from the August 12th meeting. I make a motion to approve all the minutes.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, who's first?
I will take first on that.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Well, I couldn't hear.
And Courtney will pass around the form for
Would
signatures.
you like to have a roll call?
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Marcy.
Yes.
Becky.
Yes.
Lowell.
Yes.
Craig.
Yes.
And we'll pass that around. Okay. Okay. Mayor's comments, I'm going to hold my comments until round table. That will move us to President Pro Tem David Timmons.
We had a meeting with the commission on last Tuesday, and everything went well. We're going forward with the village. Courtney has kept us really going good in all this and keeping track and everything. And also, I told about how well our committees have all been working, and I told about the movie night, which has been pretty successful, and talking about the nuisance abatement, and also I brought a little bit of piece of Mount Sterling history with me tonight, and I'm going to stand up and show this. This is when Mount Sterling, this is from 1949. This is what the phone number, the old Derby company, and the phone number was just 38. And is this a piece of old town history? And I always had respect for history, and this is going in the museum tomorrow, so, and that's all I had to report, sir.
Thank you. Public comments? Nobody? I have no executive session called. Sheriff Department.
Your Honor, Deputy Doug contacted me a few minutes ago. He came into the meeting with advice he would have a complete report next meeting.
Okay. Thanks, Doug. Law Director.
I have no report, Mayor.
No report. My utility clerk went home sick. She had to get a prescription filled. And we're doing the water reading now. We started today. We'll be doing it tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll finish up tomorrow. If not, I suppose Brian knows more about this than I do. But I think we started manuals today. Did we start manuals today?
Manuals today, we also started the reader also.
Did we?
Of course, manuals are pretty slow because of the rain.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So.
So her report was going to be, hopefully by the end of the week, the water bills would be sent out. Village Administrator, which takes me to Brian.
There's a few things, past couple weeks, I'll just run through each plan. water plant, we did some maintenance on the well fields. We inspected the wells, we also mowed inside the fences. They look a lot nicer.
Excuse me, sorry.
At the water plant, we redesigned a chlorine injection port, which is going to help with the reliability of the chlorine system. That worked out pretty good. And then in the past couple of weeks, we've had bulk water sales. Last week, we did approximately 57,000 gallons of sales. We have a construction company out on 71 that is using quite a bit of water. That's good. Wastewater plant, we did our semi-annual oil changing on all the gearboxes, which is something that past few years has probably been lacking. We recently had to rebuild a gearbox at about $18,000, so we're making sure we have, proper maintenance. We also started to do the winterization of the biosolids building, just to keep it in good shape through the winter. The street department, they repaired a couple zero-turn mowers, and they also repaired the batwing mower. Now, the batwing mower is the one that we use out in the park. We repaired a sinkhole that was on North London Street. I don't know if you guys remember, but there's been traffic cones right at the edge there for at least a year. So we filled that in. Looks like it's doing a good job. Got that done. Some potholes. We have filled some potholes in the Autumn Hayes Court area, Chestnut Street, Mountview Court area. And also there was an abandoned meter pit that was at the Dollar General store. It did turn out to be a meter pit, which was our responsibility, so we filled it, got it taken care of. One thing to note, so the way we're filling these potholes, trying to save money, we have quite a bit of blacktop grind from other projects. So what we're doing is we're taking the grind, adding a little bit of diesel fuel to it, and then we have a large torch. So we heat that blacktop grind up, kind of melts it, turns it back into kind of a hot mix consistency, so it's going to stick in the holes a lot better, and it costs us very little money. And so far, we did it last week a little bit, kind of watch to see how it's holding together, and they're holding it pretty good right now. So after phase 2 and everything, we can start hitting some other potholes and trying to get everything filled up. So that is my report, Mayor.
I see we got phase 2 on the readings tonight.
That's correct, yeah.
So do we have any idea, excuse me, do we have any idea how soon they'll be here after?
No, obviously we'll contact them tomorrow after this is passed and we'll get a time frame.
And one more note to your report, you found a water meter that we've been looking for a year.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah,
Is there actually a water meter down there?
It's the shut off up there at North Market Street. But yeah, I guess it's been at least a year. It was about 2.5 foot underground. And we used a tool that we really haven't used a lot, which is a kind of like an electronic sensing device. You hook this clamp to an inside pipe in the house, and then it shoots or charges electricity through the water pipe, and then we have a meter that we can, find it. Well, we've only used this a couple of times, and so far we're batting 1,000. We got both of them, so.
I know, we also have an instrument that will detect water flow,
That's true, yeah.
which I've used a couple of times, and I've helped the guys
Yeah.
with it. We used it and couldn't find that water meter pit. I had no idea. We had no idea where it was at. Where did you find it?
Pardon me?
Where was it at?
It was between North London Street and the sidewalk. Like I said, about 2.5 foot deep.
Was it?
Yeah, we just got lucky and.
Yeah.
Got him shut off. He got his water meter, or his water, it was a water valve to the house.
Yeah, he's happy.
He's like,
Yeah, he's a happy guy. He
Yeah,
wanted,
it worked out very good for us.
very good.
Hey, Brian, how deep was the sinkhole you ran into? Was it a pretty deep one, or?
The sinkhole out there on North London, it was about 3 foot deep,
Wow.
probably 2 foot across. It looks like it was a storm sewer, had created a hole, got a hole in between, say, 2 pieces of pipe. Starting to blow that water out, or blow the dirt out. So we got to patch it up and fill it.
You always hear about them big ones that take a car down or something. That's always gets interesting.
Keep it from doing that.
Yeah, good, good.
Yeah.
Where was this sinkhole?
North London Street, real close to, say, between 4th and 5th Avenue. Would be on the left-hand side if you're going north. You probably remember the cone sitting there for a year.
Who lived there?
Pardon me?
About where your grandma Elsa lived? Right in there?
A couple houses up from there.
Okay.
Yep.
Next to the person that has the hole in the roof.
Yes. Yeah. Just on down from there.
Where the customer you have on 71, how long do you anticipate them as a customer?
I believe there's about 4 phases to this project. Right now, they're in, I believe, phase 2. So they're doing a lot of, I'm gonna call it like hydroblasting to the bridges, cleaning up the bridges, descaling the concrete, those things. So they need the water to do that.
Is this a private firm rather than the state of Ohio?
Well, it's a subcontractor.
Of the state?
To the state, yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Brian. That leads us to finance. Mr. Anderson.
Finance, we'll have Courtney discuss that shortly. We don't.
Oh, wait a minute.
He skipped her.
I gotta go back to page 1.
He skipped Courtney.
I missed the most important fiscal officer. Sorry about that, Mr. Anderson. Next
how you
week,
had one in
fiscal
that
officer. I flipped that page up thinking, boy, we're moving right along.
Sure are.
Well, we will be,
Okay,
okay?
your
Very
turn,
thorough with our
your
reports.
turn.
Okay, so what you have in front of you, I just have a few updates here that I needed to announce, and I also have that updated on the village's website, that the Pleasant Township Board of Trustees meeting will be moved to September the 3rd at 7 o'clock at the Township Hall building located at 84 North London. Due to the Labor Day holiday, that is the reason why they had to move it. Just as an FYI, all the other scheduled meetings are always on the 1st and 3rd Mondays at 7 o'clock. Okay, just an FYI. Okay, so before I go into my financial reports, Brian, Mr. Arledge, and I have spoken. He will be taking a vacation. And of course, that was approved before his hire date, in case people have questions about that. That was pre-scheduled. So I am asking for a motion, Mayor Martin, to have Chris Beavers hired in to do the facilitation of the wastewater plant
Sign off.
that we're
Sign
required
off.
to have for 20 hours for the week of September the 9th through September the 13th at a pay rate of $29 an hour.
I so make the motion. Mr. Beaver?
You can't make a motion. but-
Huh?
Give you the motion.
Oh, I thought you just said I had to.
Well, I was asking permission to make a motion.
Oh, go right ahead.
Okay,
second.
And then Becky?
I'll give you that motion.
Yes, I got Lois first,
I'll second.
well, Becky was second.
Okay.
But if you would like to
More
do a roll call,
discussion.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, I would.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
I'm not ready. I had some questions.
Oh,
I want you to repeat what you said about Chris. How many hours
Chris Beavers at 20 hours,
per week?
just 1 week,
Oh, just one
from
week.
September the 9th through September the 13th.
Okay,
We're required to do that by EPA law.
all right. I was thinking maybe too that there's some other situations. I'm discussing this and I know it's kind of out of character, so I will vote yes for hiring Chris, and then I'll save my discussion for roundtable.
Okay.
Just, we're not hiring anybody, just to make that clear. This is just a fill-in because we're required to have 20 hours a week. So this is not a hiring of any additional employees.
It's
This
just a
is everybody-
1099 thing.
Yes.
Yes.
So what
Just so
was
everybody's
it?
clear.
So what was the motion you're asking for then? I thought we were hiring him.
No. This is the motion to fill in for Mr. Brian Arledge as he's going on vacation on
I got you.
September the 9th through the 13th.
And get paid by a
So-
1099.
EPA requires
Right.
a licensed 2 sewer operator to be operating the
I'm
wastewater.
with you.
Okay. Craig?
Yes.
Okay. Motion has been passed. And just to kind of add on to Mr. Timmons's report for President Pro Tem, we did have a successful commission committee meeting that was held on August the 13th at 10 o'clock here at Town Hall. If anybody wants to view that, that is available on YouTube as well. We do have a good report. Some of that legislation that you guys will see upon you this evening, we will be passing some of those, what I refer to as clearing of the comments. Those have been spoke about, those have, we've met several times in regards to those. So again, what, for the public as well, what these mean is that once you're under a fiscal emergency, we are required to have and write policies. And those policies are to be following as what's been presented and written. So some of those that you'll see tonight will be for payroll, for vehicles, and so forth. So that is part of our requirement by the state to have that presented to you tonight. Also, I will be working on the budget again with Brian, probably starting next month, and present that to you as well on 3 readings. So if you guys have any questions or anything, we can discuss that through our finance work session, which will be presented to Mr. Anderson as chair when that comes about. Is there any questions on any of those updates before I go into the reports? Okay, so if you guys would like to pull out your reader report, it shows here that we, the reconciliation that was deposited on August the 14th shows a $23,842.38 balance that's been paid on August the 14th. Again, we are still participating in the delinquency program, which is free of charge. And we're currently working on, and again, you will see that, we got most of that money at the beginning of the year. So they are making action upon people that are not paying those taxes. Any questions on those? Okay, appropriation status. Okay, so as far as the general fund, I do want to make mention as far as appropriation status here very shortly. And very soon, I'm actually working with the auditors to make some sort of an adjustment. So again, that will be presented to you guys, approving that general fund budget, because there are some changes that we're going to be making to that. So that will probably be within the next couple meetings. You guys will have to approve another budget for that. But as we show right here for the general fund, it is at 59%, which is very good. Right now, we should be about 70% going into the fourth quarter. Will be going into the fourth quarter, so the appropriation status, which is obviously the expenditures, we are right where we're supposed to be. And again, the auditors also took this report and seems to be very satisfied with the savings that we're currently doing right now. The street fund is at 75%, which Brian has mentioned. There were some repairs that had to be done that were in need. And, obviously that shows a reflection of 75% in our street fund. And the next big fund that you show here is on the water fund. We're at 47%, which is very good. Again, in the next 2 months, I will be sending out another payment for those loans. And you guys, of course, finance will be approving that here in the next couple months as well.
How much was that payment?
423,000, around that.
Good grief.
So the sewer fund, you'll also see is at 50%, which is good. And, again, like Brian stated, is that, there were some things that needed to be done, like, the grease, the purchasing of oil and things like that. So we're at the final stretch, so I think we're pretty good on those. Revenue status, if you guys want to pull those out, this is as of August the 23rd. General fund is at 86%, which is very good. Way above what's been estimated for budget. Is there any questions on those? Okay, and again, we look at this water fund. Water fund is at 57% for revenues, which is good. Any questions on that? And again, your reports are reflections from August 1st until August the 23rd. Okay, so receipt listing is the next report. Again, there's nothing that's on here besides the donation that we mentioned before, that we received a generous donation from Diamond Elite Enterprises, which is a real estate agent here in town that has donated $1,000 to the Park and Rec Fund. So you'll see that reflection in there. Any questions on that?
Did you have to adjust the, with the county auditor on that, or are we okay on that?
We're good on that. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, payment listing. And again, this is from August the 1st through the 23rd. There's nothing on here. You'll see some of those repairs that you'll see from Ag Pro, which is your John Deere. That name has changed. So if you had an issue with recognizing that. And then we had the repair of our skid steer too. Okay. Comparison of budget and appropriated. Again, this is for the system year of 2019. Everything looks good in here. Any questions on that? Cash summary by fund as of the 23rd of August. Shows very good numbers on here as well.
I'll tell you, Courtney, everything is like we had at the meeting, that we're getting right ahead and we're going straight and forward,
Right.
like
It was
we
very
need to be.
positive
Exactly.
feedback from them. They're very, very well impressed.
Exactly.
We should all be very proud of that. Okay, so is there any more questions in regards to my report or any reports that you guys have questions on? Okay, Mayor Martin, I would ask for a motion to accept the presented reports to council for the appropriation status, the revenue status, the receipt listing, payment listing, comparison of budget and appropriated, cash summary, and the re-reports.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
Thank you, thank you. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Cole?
Yes?
Great.
Yes.
And if I may, please obtain your signatures. And that is all for my report, Mayor Martin.
Thank you, Fiscal Officer Bricker. That leads us right to finance.
Well,
Will
that-
Anderson.
That's it.
Huh?
Everything we've discussed here, I don't have anything to add to that.
Okay.
We're all set.
Pleasant Township, Mr. Hicks.
The truck's gonna be white.
A white truck?
And they also broke ground for a baratorium.
Pardon?
They broke ground out the cemetery for a baratorium. It's, what it is, it's gonna be like a small mausoleum
Yeah.
for cremations. For already cremated people. Just like a built-in head, it's gonna have a plaque on it, and you can place them in there. I think it started out with gonna be 97 places
Okay.
for now.
It's a mausoleum for cremations. So that's about the best way to describe it.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is that it?
That's it. Oh, I'm sorry, that's it.
I didn't want to
No,
stop you in the middle of that,
Oh, no.
that report. Squad, Mr. Anderson.
The squad met, nothing more to add except they just paid the bills. That's about all we had to do.
Fire, Marcy.
Yep, we'll be meeting this Thursday at 8 o'clock. I'll be attending.
All righty. Water, wastewater, Becky Martin.
We have another meeting tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And, yeah, public's welcome.
Speaking of water and wastewater, Brian, that fence project, is that would that go under this committee?
Yeah, I think it sure involves the wastewater plant. Right?
Exactly.
I do have one personal comment about the water. I did just purchase water from the village to fill my pool. And the people that did it said that this was the nicest, cleanest, most well-functioning water plant they've ever gotten water from. So I just wanted to pass that along.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
And yes, and I encourage them to start using us for future hauling. So,
Water and wastewater, yes. Okay. Is that it?
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Street,
On streets, we had a meeting, and we discussed about the signs, which we know some places need them.
Yep.
We discussed that, certain stop signs which have been rusty, and our mayor took us, had a paper, what signs we have in stock, and so did Brian. And we discussed that. We brought up about parking issues, and also Phase 2 about the pothole issue. Like I said, just like in Star Trek, we'll have our phasers ready. No, we'll get the phase project there, and the main thing we discussed is that and the parking issues, and we will be meeting again on September 18th at 11 a.m. Thank you, Mayor.
you're welcome. And to add to your street report, David, the public will be hearing for the next couple of months a lot about street signs, and they're going to hear a lot about parking. I'm just giving you a heads up. That's, parking's at a premium for the business, if you own a business here in town, and we're going to take care of that. And you'll be able to tell how later on in this meeting on part of it. So thank you for the street report. Parks and Rec, who took Parks and Rec over for Mike?
I don't know if
Anybody?
you decided.
Who was on Parks and Rec? You was?
Craig and I,
And I'm back on it
And I
again.
pointed, Becky's back again, too.
Okay, so do we have a Parks report?
I think it's probably going to be in bits and pieces from both of us, because some of us, well, Becky's got some information about something I didn't attend, but I guess I could talk about the movie that was over the weekend. Most of us were there. There was about 80 to 100 people that showed up for the movie night. It seemed like it was a beautiful night, a little chilly towards the end. I think a couple snuck out early because of the cool weather. We made $190 on concessions, and it was a great way to wrap up the season.
Very good. And we'll do it bigger and better next year.
And the nice part was that the people that made the donation actually showed up, and so for us to have that many people there, it was really kind of
Yeah.
nice to have
I saw that.
that
That
many
was
people
great.
there, yeah.
That was great. Just the fact that the whole community got together with the children watching a movie, that's real.
And then there was a
That's
couple
what it's
events
all
that
about.
I didn't attend, so I don't know if you want to address those.
There was, we already talked, the softball tournament, did we talk about that before?
Special Olympics.
Special Olympic softball tournament was held out there, and it was a big success. There were 2 fields going, and the youth league was running the concession, so they helped, and then Park and Rec's got the park beautiful, and as Brian mentioned, his crew went out and even went inside the water wells and got those weeds down, and it was pristine, and everyone had a great time, and they said that they would love, to come back again. The American Legion did a really nice flag raising ceremony and things out there, so it was a great time. And, yeah, thanks for everybody that came and just watched the athletes. We have some pictures, I believe, we put on Facebook, on our webpage, and then we just, I guess it's kind of Park and Rec, it's event. John just came and did a Madison Plains event where the football team and the cheerleaders and coaches all gathered. Again, and I know the American Legion made a nice donation. to the football team. The cheerleaders were out front doing cheers, and people were actually stopping their cars and watching, and it was great, great community spirit. We had all the fire departments picnic tables there, and they were all completely full of spectators and athletes, and it was just a warm and fuzzy, great things. We had several local businesses donate things, so the kids could have a nice little kind of party. So, and I know the gentleman doing the broadcast, it was very professional and very exciting to hear about our upcoming football season. And with that said, all the sports are awesome. I think golf and soccer and volleyball is all going right now, but also football. And I do want to just remind everyone a big rivalry kind of this Friday. Madison Plains versus Westfall. So it's all local kids, and it's out at Madison Plains at 7 o'clock. So, the athletes love it, and it brings a lot to their energy if we fill up the stands and support them.
I know there was we had 2 teams from Pickaway County, 2 teams from Fayette County,
In Madison.
1 from Columbus, Hilliard, 1 from Madison County, and it was a lot of positive comments made about our Mason Park. People were really impressed with what we have here.
Yep.
That's seen it for the first time, or played on it for the first time. So that was
Really nice.
encouraging.
Really nice.
We do have a meeting tomorrow night, too, or tomorrow at 4.
Pardon?
Parks and Rec has their monthly meeting tomorrow at 4.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
Okay. Record of retention, Mr. Anderson?
No report.
No report. Nuisance and,
An ordinance tonight on here about records of retention.
pardon?
He said we do have an ordinance on,
Yes. We have an ordinance on here tonight about the record
Oh,
of
okay.
retention.
Yeah, I knew there was a comment. Nuisance and abatement. Becky Martin.
yeah, so on a really good note, I announced this last meeting, but we've decided to create, where we're honoring or recognizing different yards, but one of our honorees this week, I'll tell you who they are, but one of our honorees actually doesn't even have a yard, but their windows and flower boxes were so beautiful that they were nominated and will receive that reward or award, and that was the Urban Pineapple, owned by Barbie and Todd Wallace, and they're in the audience, and people on the Nuisance and Abatement Committee initially were just set out to find some beautiful yards, and there are a lot of them. We have a long list, so we'll get around to a lot more people, but they came with that too, and we're like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. So your window and your area was so pretty that they thought, well, we need to honor them. So thank you for, having such pride in our community. And then also another 78 East Main Street, owned by Pam and Mike Bennett. Is another lovely property that we will be sticking a little placard in their yard. And then we have one more, but we haven't been able to make contact. And before we just stick something in your yard, we want to make sure we have permission. So as soon as we get that permission, we'll announce that yard as well. And then, like I said, we'll be leaving those in the yards. We'll be doing it most of the season, probably not during the dead of winter, but we'll be changing those every 2 weeks. Every time we have a nuisance meeting, we will update. And so we do appreciate those of you who are beautifying our community. And then with that said, as I've mentioned, the several past meetings that we are cracking down on nuisances. So we are, we have legislation that's already been passed. We are looking at some other existing resolutions and things, and we're trying to get a whole new system in place, so it runs smoothly, and we can actually enforce the violation, so. And we have our next meeting, Tuesday, September the 3rd, at 2 o'clock. So, again, wait a minute, is that right? Yes. Anyone that would like to come and listen, and, towards the end of the meeting, you'll have a chance, if you have anything, questions or suggestions, be absolutely welcome. That's it.
Very good. And all that hard work and labor will be rewarded if taking care of your yard this summer, which I seen him do. Block watch, Mr. Timmons.
The block watch, we're still doing like we've been doing. We're going around the neighborhoods, and I've been reminding a lot of people, don't have automatic locks on your cars, and I know Doug would tell you the same thing. Make sure you got them doors locked, because the moment they know they're unlocked, they're going to test them. And if you got any change or anything, they're going to take it. So be on guard for that. And never call the block watch. I had people call me. I said, call the sheriff. I said, if you see something that's going on, that is their job. I said, we're just the eyes for the sheriff.
Right.
And they do the job for us. And also, we're talking about already getting ready for Halloween, where I'm going to have some of the block watch members out, and we'll be making sure everything goes along with the sheriff department, make sure the trick-or-treaters are safe. I know it's early, but it's going to be around the corner too soon. So that's my report, sir.
Is it
Thank
on
you.
the 31st?
Yes, yes.
Thank you. They had a thing on TV this morning about car break-ins. Don't leave anything on your seat. If you got something in your car, put it in your trunk. Because it doesn't matter if your car's locked or not. They probably have a tool to get in almost any car that we own. And they will relieve you, like they did the girl up the street, up the road, several miles. They will relieve you of everything in your car you left there, what you brought home from work, intending on taking back the next day.
Mayor, we had a neighbor that had all his fishing poles in the back of his van. He forgot to lock his van. And he said, how do they know that? I said, they test every door.
Yeah.
And
And if they see something in there, they have a tool to get in there. Don't
Exactly.
leave anything in your car, if your car's sitting out. That leads us to ordinances and resolutions. Resolution 2019-14. This is a resolution authorizing me as mayor to contract for a position of village law director and declaring
Second reading.
this a second reading. I need a motion to place Resolution 219-14 on the second reading.
got that motion?
I'll second it.
Second, thank you. Vote?
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
Passed on the second.
Thank you. This goes to Resolution 2019-15. This is a resolution authorizing me as mayor to enter into an agreement with AJ Asphalt on Phase 2 of the pothole and street repairs. I am declaring this an emergency because I want it started yesterday. I need a motion to suspend the
motion.
rules. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes.
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion to place this on 1, 2, and 3 readings.
Got it.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you.
Any discussion?
Yes. Is there any
Yes.
discussion?
Discussion on this.
Okay.
I know we're repairing some of the highway streets, because you said they're not going to do this for us. They're not going to repair those highway streets
Correct.
any longer.
Correct.
However, they are very discriminating, because they have repaired some that I know about, and I'm going to be on their case, because I don't think it's fair for us to do our highway streets when some of our neighbors are getting theirs repaired by the state highway department, and that's where I think it should be. So I'm for this right now. We have to do this.
Yes, we do.
But we're going to have to contact the state highway department somewhere and get this resolved.
We have.
Good. Have you found out what I have found out too?
No. I found out that the state is never wrong when you call the state of Ohio. They are never wrong,
Well, they are.
and
Nice.
that's their opinion. It's kind of like the bank when you call the bank. They're never wrong.
So they
She's
told-
contacted them many times. I think the reason we got some of them filled, to be honest with you, I think she asked them to do it. If you're out and about with blacktop or cold mix, you go through Mount Sterling, do you mind patching a couple of holes? That's what's been keeping them done. We've contacted the state of Ohio. The state of Ohio will tell you, it's your responsibility. It's yours. If you want them fixed, tomorrow, you fix them. Now, they'll continue to throw a little cold mix or patch on them if they go through town and they've got some in the truck. But I can't rely on that type of, I've already got a spongy spot that's creating a pothole now out on 62 out near the car wash. The longer we put these off and they're not repaired right, they're just going to continue to get worse.
Well, I'm not
So-
against us doing it, but I'm saying there is some discrimination going on and I don't like it.
Well,
And they should help us.
they should, but they're not. They're not.
Well,
I
this-
understand where you're coming from, I really do, and I know she does because she's on the phone with them. But they've made it perfectly clear. If you want them fixed, you fix them.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. So, with that said, we're going to start Phase 2, then anything left over, Brian and the guys are going to go get blacktop, and we're going to make sure everyone's filled. Now, by the time we get to that, we'll still probably be more creative. That's just the way the shape that these streets are in. You can repair them now, and I guarantee you, by next spring, we're going to have a mess again. But, any more conversation about 219-15? Any questions? Okay. I made a motion to place this on the first, second, third reading,
Need a roll call.
and I need a roll call now.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion to adopt 219-15.
Yes.
Thank you. Second.
I second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell? Craig?
Yes.
Has been passed. as an-
Thank you very much. You'll call them tomorrow morning, I assume, won't you? Thank you very much.
Yep.
From every car owner in Mount Sterling, thank you. That leads us to Resolution 219-16. This is a resolution declaring the parking lot at 16 South London, it's across the street, the Deacon Way, was named a Deacon Way after a local gentleman for public and use. What we're doing is we're cleaning up what the administration did years ago. They did not properly turn this alley into a parking lot. So at this time, we're going to do that. I need a motion to place 219-16 on the first reading.
Got that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
Thank-
Passed on the first.
Thank you very much. You all understand that, correct? You all understand what we're doing. Resolution 219-17. This is a resolution authorizing me to sign the easement and right-of-way for Ohio Power for the purpose of constructing supplemental electric power loop around our community.
I would ask, Mayor, that you table this with permission of council until we can have some additional time to talk about this, and maybe even let the street committee take a look at it.
Okay. You have this resolution on your agenda. I would like to table this resolution tonight for further discussion.
Okay, I'll give you that motion.
Thank you.
I'll
Second?
second.
Thank you.
All right, question.
Question?
We had, what, one reading on it already?
No,
None?
no,
Okay.
we have
I
not.
didn't see it.
Are there,
Vote.
Mr. Mayor, is there
Yes, sir.
still some issues yet then on the situation? Okay.
Yes. Vote?
David,
Yes.
Marcy,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Lowell,
Yes?
Craig,
Yes.
motion has been tabled.
Thank you very much. Ordinance 219, this is ordinance 219-17.
Well, no.
An ordinance adopting a purchase order policy, and I want to declare this ordinance an emergency and place it on 3 readings. She will explain this
Okay,
ordinance.
So, like I mentioned, these are policies for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ordinances that you guys notice here. I would like to have these pass as emergencies so that we can start moving forward with following a procedure and process. And again, this is a purchase order policy that we're currently already, most of these policies that we're doing have already been done. I've already been exercising that, I've already been following these procedures. This is just showing you guys that it has to be officially done. So I would prefer to have this sooner versus later so that we can have for the next meeting to the commission committee that these have been passed and approved. Again, these have also been overlooked by, for the state auditors, giving their blessing on this. So I ask that this first one for a purchase order policy has already, again, been executed by the finance department.
Now,
Question is, what is the
Question.
number?
This one is ordinance 2019-17.
But the one before it was
That's a
17.
resolution. This is an ordinance that we're
I
trying to pass.
see, yeah.
now, she refers to them as comments. You're all aware of what a comment is. That's the Ohio auditor comes down, they make a comment. That's a ding. Some people call it a ding.
It's a finding is what they refer to.
Yes. That's why, and these are part of the comments, to put it in a nice way, that they found that we were in violation 2 years ago. So they've given us time to get our ducks in a row, so to speak. And she's clearing them, all the comments up for the next commission meeting. And that's simply all it is we're cleaning our comments up, which is
Because
a
policies were
ding,
never,
yeah.
policies
The
were never
past,
established.
they wasn't established, just like that alley across the street. They said, okay, it's an alley. Can't do it that way. So you people are just correcting the mistakes that were made a couple of years ago. Overlooked, not a big deal, they were overlooked, but the auditor caught it, and we got dinged for it. So I need a motion to suspend the rules for 2019-17, adopting a purchase order policy.
Have that motion?
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading tonight.
I'll give you the motion.
Thank you. A second?
A second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance 219-17.
You got it?
Thank you. A second?
Yes?
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes?
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you all very much. That leads us,
Been passed.
yes, thank you. This leads us to ordinance 2019-18. This is an ordinance, another ding, comment, adopting an investment policy. This community, she'll explain.
Okay, so in the years prior, investments that the village has, I guess, participated in, never had a policy written for how the investments and how interest and how we would handle that. So moving forward, once we, remove ourselves from this emergency, we obviously need to invest in something, so to give us a return, to give us an interest, to gain some of those. So this was an investment policy that Mr. Pitstick has graciously presented to you guys, and how we can move forward. And again, this follows what the ORC code currently practices in. So again, this is for in the future, once we get this, then it directs me on how I need to handle it and how council needs to handle it.
Then Courtney, basically, we need to do this for an investment.
Purposes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we have to have something
Okay.
in writing.
Okay.
They never had before.
But again, these that we're talking about, again, all of these policies that we're going to be passing with your votes will be because a policy has never been established ever before.
Right.
So this will eliminate any fraud issues on my part, on council's part, on mayor's part, on, you know, the solicitor's part. So again, this holds something with the state auditor saying that we are going to be following these. And then when we have audits, the audit is going to look back at these policies and say, did you follow this? Did you get the right signatures? Did you guys make the correct motions? Did you invest your money correctly? You know, that it's not being invested in, you know, a wrongful account.
Okay. I need a motion to suspend the rules for 21918. Investment policy.
I'll make a
Thank you,
motion.
sir.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes,
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading tonight.
Got it.
Thank you. Second? Please.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance 219-18.
yes,
Thank you.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Ordinance has been passed.
Thank you. Clearing up our comments from the state auditor, ordinance 2019-19. This is an ordinance adopting a payroll policy. Explain.
Okay, in the event, as we know, currently, I, as the financial officer, I submit payroll on behalf of all the employees here within the village. In the event that I am not here and somebody needs to submit payroll to the employees, this policy here states how to do so. So again, because of fraud purposes or to seclude fraud, this actually is something that's handled by a traveling fiscal officer. So again, nobody would here have access to that. So I wouldn't be able to, pay an employee additional monies at all without having this authorization. So in the event that I am not here, somebody from the state would appoint somebody to come down here and follow my procedure that I wrote. And they would then pay the employees in their timely, on-time manner. So this is what this policy states.
Okay, I need a motion to suspend the rules for 219-19. Thank you. Second?
Second.
Yes.
Thank you. Vote.
Who was this?
Marcy, go ahead.
Marcy?
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading tonight. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you. I need a motion for passage.
yes,
219, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Thank you.
Motion has been passed.
Thank you. Ordinance 2019-20. This is an ordinance adopting a vehicle policy. Of all things we got dinged for.
Well, a finding.
She'll
for-
explain.
And when he refers to as ding, it is called a finding for recovery it's a finding for
Yeah,
an
it's
audit.
still ding.
So a vehicle policy states that we have to use the village vehicles properly, which means that we are not going to be racing up and down the streets. We will follow the, he was shaking his head.
You mean no drag racing?
Right. We will follow the state law stating that our employees are sufficiently, I guess, properly deemed as a Ohio license holder. We will also exercise that there are certain policies that council members did not want to see. That means that, they cannot take their vehicles home for personal use because they need a state purchased vehicle. It also says that the employees should be maintaining them correctly, which means that they should not be going out and, again, drag racing or anything like that. And so that we have a control here that if an employee by chance does have a problem and, maybe has a DUI or something like that, that we can control that with this policy. And so that's what that means once we adopt it.
I need a motion to suspend the rules for ordinance 2019-20, adopting a vehicle policy.
You got it.
Please. Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
Yes,
Craig?
Yes.
And I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third readings.
Yes.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Like she said, we have the policy. There is a policy, there's rules to go by and sort of thing, so you can all get a copy of it if you like. Motion for passage, 219-20.
Yes.
Thank you. A second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Ordinance has been passed.
Thank you. That leads us to ordinance 2019-21. Excuse me. This is an ordinance adopting a records retention policy and declaring this an emergency. I need a motion to suspend the rules for 219-21.
I'll give you that motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion to place this on the first, second, and third reading tonight.
Got it.
Thank you. Second.
I'll second.
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
I need a motion for passage of ordinance 2019-21, record retention policy.
Yes.
Thank you.
second,
Thank you. Vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
Ordinance has been passed.
Thank you very much. Finally, ordinance 2019-22. This is an ordinance amending codified ordinance 406 traffic control to allow the village administrator, Brian Arledge, to assume the powers of chief of police. This is on the first reading. This is simply amending codified ordinance 406 traffic control. I need a motion. I need a motion putting it on the first reading.
give you a motion,
Thank you. Second,
Second.
vote.
David?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Lowell?
yes,
Craig?
Yes.
First reading has been passed.
Thank you very much. Roundtable.
Oh, I'd like to bring up tonight, Mayor, on our monument and everything. I want to appreciate all the people I've seen, like, cleaning up around there, and they'll be putting flowers there. And I said, there's a lot of veterans looking down from heavens, grinning ear to ear. I'm just so glad everybody's taking part in this, and I'm hoping one day we can have an MIA flag flying up there one day. Maybe if the Legion or somebody eventually.
Yeah.
An American flag.
I wrote a check Friday. They have, I think, 8 bricks ordered. They're going to have put in.
Good. And
Yeah,
everything.
that's-
But just makes you feel good. People, and my work with the veterans, it makes me feel so good that people do that,
Yeah.
and it's really great. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Anybody else
Yes.
want to spout off? Or, I mean, speak up?
Hey. I was just reading in our handy-dandy newspaper, The Messenger, that Mount Sterling Library actually had 110 reading logs turned in this summer. So the kids were really reading all summer, so I thought that was awesome. And they had programs all summer long, everything from Mr. Pickles to the zoo to COSI. So I just wanted to tell the Mount Sterling Library how much our children and the parents appreciate all their efforts. And then I also want to mention this coming Saturday, we have another downtown shop hop. It's called Sunflowers in Bloom, and the name was picked, as I mentioned last time, because of Lostro's pumpkin farm down here. They're not just a pumpkin farm anymore. They were actually open this past weekend for sunflower picking and pictures and activities down there, and they're going to do it again this weekend, and the downtown businesses will be participating as well. That's Saturday from 11 to 2. And then shortly after that, we'll have our downtown street market on September the 21st. And a shop hop will be with that, and I do want to let everyone know, it's already been advertised out there, but the Methodist Church will be on the Town Hall lawn with waffles that day, Saturday, September the 21st. I know they have a big following, so if you want to get your waffle fix, come on out, and I'll give you, of course, a reminder before the day actually comes. That's all I have.
Very good.
Being fair and balanced, I would just like to say, being an alumni of Westfall High School, go Mustangs.
Get out of Dodge. You're in Mount
Might
Sterling.
have you outnumbered. I don't know.
Anybody else?
Mayor, I'll bring up another thing. Pastor Joe Proudfoot's last Sunday in Mount Sterling will be the 21st. And he found a big church he's going to, and he's the one that established, remember,
too
missions,
bad.
the mission.
That's
Had the
terrible.
mission weekend, and he's going to be a hard man to replace. And
Yes, he will.
He was willing to work with the village and everything, and
He was a good
so
man.
if you see him, thank him for what he's done for the village and
Oh, I
stuff
do.
before he comes, but he was a great man of God and a great person.
Yes, he was. I hate to hear that. That's too bad. We're
Yep.
losing a real asset. Yes, ma'am. You want to say
Did you want to
something?
go and I'll go after?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that we should be thinking of our friends at the Madison Messenger who lost one of their colleagues this week, Sandy Latimer. I don't know if she ever reported from here or not. She did some in West Jefferson, but she was a very nice lady, and they're really all pretty broken up about her loss, so thoughts to them.
And I want to add to that she worked this year at the state fair because she worked at my gate. And she wasn't there every day, but I was shocked
Yeah.
to see her physical condition, and then I was even more shocked that she had passed away. Very nice lady.
Very nice lady.
Yes, a good writer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I had received a phone call today in regards to is it Beggars Night? Beggars?
Beggars, beggars,
Bakers.
begging for candy.
Beggars or baggers?
Trick or treat. Trick or treat.
Yeah.
it easier.
Okay, so she did, ask the question, and as council members, you may want to keep this in mind on when you're going to designate that day. Because she had asked, that's the day that it's on, down in Fayette County, they may be having it on that Thursday and have parent-teacher conferences. And she was actually from Mount Sterling, and she wanted to see what that day was, because there's going to be a lot of, I'm thinking surrounding communities that are in the Fayette County area that will not have it on that day because of those conferences. So I just wanted to let you guys know, there has to be no motion tonight, but just to keep that in mind that normally we have it on the Thursdays, is that right?
Normally, we have it on the 31st.
On the 31st.
We have it right on Halloween, yeah.
Yeah.
Which this year falls on a Thursday.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So just keep
Our
that-
protocol, just to share with you in West Jefferson, is to follow MORPC, whatever they list as their trick or treat night. We usually use that. So I just go on and look. They have a schedule for probably the next 5 years of what night that falls on.
We've been safe by going the same way.
Yeah. So just to keep that in mind for when you guys need to make a motion for that shortly. Because we're
Very
coming into
good.
September next month.
It's
Yes.
going quickly.
Yeah.
Anything else? Okay, rumor control. We are going to try to change the parking in Mount Sterling. The parking has been a real issue. Signs have not been taken care of, signs have faded. Parking, like I said, is at a premium in Mount Sterling, especially if you own a business. We're looking to purchase a property in the downtown area designated for parking only. And you'll be seeing that in the next few weeks. New signs, which will be enforced, by the way. So read the signs carefully. They will be enforced. Another rumor going around town. We are not raising the water rates this year, okay? I've been asked a dozen times. I don't know who starts this, but we are not. We don't have any plans. I don't know who started that rumor, but it's false. Other than that, anything else? God bless you all. We're adjourned. Thank you all.
Oh, shoot.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, that was it, but while council's still here, can I ask, we are one council member short, and I would like to hold interviews to fill that position really soon, if possible. I know last time we ended up 3 positions short. We asked for applications and people brought them all in, and then we just sat down with each person and talked to them and chose some. So I think we need to fill the 1 position because we have 2 more that are up for election in November. So I think it's important to go into the new year fully staffed. Can council just take that under advisement, and maybe Courtney, you could ask everybody a date that we could all, I don't know, should we announce to the public to start sending in application, or just a letter of interest maybe? Could we do that? Mark?
You can do
Just.
that. You're on YouTube.
So, yeah, if anybody's interested in being on council, what's left of a term is this year plus 2 more years, so it's 2 1/4 of a year left to serve on council. So if you love your community and you have a lot of great ideas and you want to be part of decision-making, please submit a letter of interest.
Okey dokey, thank you. We're adjourned. You can turn us off now.
People in comments, there's this guy. I am.
Turn that off.